So basically, LaTeX is some sort of language developed to create beautiful documents with a professional touch. So, unless generally we use Microsoft Word or Google Doc or LibreOffice to generate documents. So they come under the category of what you call as what you see is what you get. It's called WISIWG, which is what you see is what you get. So that means whatever you type on the screen, on the document as such, it will be displayed as such. That's what it means by saying what you see is what you get. But unlike those type of editors, LaTeX takes you to one step forward by making you write a program and then compile that program, and then based on the program what you written, the output will be generated. So everything here depends on how you write the program. I believe most of you are from computer science background, so you might have already come across what you call as CSS or cascading style sheet, wherein whatever we want to display on the screen, we have a style file. So based on the style file, the output will be rendered. So same idea here. In LaTeX also we have what you call as a class file. So in class file, we specify how the output should be. And just as we include header files into our program, we include the class file into our program, and just we use some commands for using various features of the document. So that's what we do. So for specifying what class file we want to use, we will be using a command called document class. So document class, the most commonly used class file is article. So there are some pretty number of class files which will be installed automatically when you install LaTeX on your system. So article is the most commonly used class file. So let us begin with that. So first of all, there are two ways to create and run a LaTeX source file. One is you can use any text editor like Nano, Sublime, or something like that, and then you use a terminal for running the program. Or else what you can probably do is you can use some sort of IDE, like there are many lot of IDEs which support LaTeX. For example, Text Studio is one, Tech Maker is another one, Technic Center is another one. So all these are some examples of IDEs which provide support for LaTeX based programming. So I'm using Text Studio for the past few years, so I'll be just using Text Studio now also. So what I plan is I will just write the program here and then use terminal to run the program. You can also directly run the program within the IDE itself. But there are some features which are not supported by the IDE as such. So we'll discuss those features in the next session, probably maybe tomorrow afternoon we'll discuss those. So anyway, just as a start, we will just try to run the program from the terminal itself. Why I suggest using IDE is that it will automatically give suggestions when you give the first few characters of the command that you want to use. So especially from the beginner side or from the student side, it will be easier for them to get in touch with the LaTeX environment as such. So if you just type a few characters in the IDE, it will automatically suggest, automatically give some suggestions. So based on that, we can accept that suggestion and we can just move on. So it will make life a lot easier for the students as well. So let's start off with the programming. Is the font size visible for everyone, or should I just zoom in? Okay, thank you. So we just start off with a very basic document which has got a title and also specifies the order name and a date. So we will just use the class article, and then we will specify what is the title of the document. So we'll just keep it as my first LaTeX document. So then you can specify what your name is. You can also specify today's date. So for knowing today's date, you can directly use the command /today. So this is the preface section, wherein you specify what the title is, what the order is, and what the date is. Then you go for the real document area of your PDF. So whatever you just as you have HTML tags, whatever you embed within begin document and end document, that will be printed as such. So whatever you want to see as part of your PDF, that should be kept inside, or that should be embedded within this pair of begin and end documents. So I have just included the details of the document in the preface section. So now what I will do is I will just use a command called make title. That will create the title for me. So already I have specified the title to be this, and I also specified the author and date. These three together make what you call as title. So now if you use make title, what will happen is these three will be printed as such. So I just use make title. We will just keep it as simple as possible, being the first program. We'll add more in due course. So let us now save it. So I'm just saving it like some meaningful name you can give. So it will be saved with the extension TEX tech. So I just saved it. So now let us go to the folder and just open it in terminal. So for generating the PDF, we will be using the command called PDF LaTeX. So PDF LaTeX, then you give the name of the document. So PDF LaTeX first doc.tech. So it's successfully compiled. So you find that PDF is generated in the same directory wherein you had a text file. So we just got it like this. So my first LaTeX document was the title, the author name is given, and also the date is given. So this is how you start off with. So could everyone try out this on your systems? But just wait for a few minutes so that you can also try out this and see if it really works. So were you able to do? Did you face any difficulty in writing and compiling this first one? So shall we just move on, or are there any difficulties being faced? Yeah, thank you. So I believe most of you have done it successfully. So I hope I can just proceed with the further discussions. So in article document, basically, I mean article document class, basically you can have what you call as sections. You can divide your PDF into various sections, and each section will be having its own title, and each section will be automatically numbered. So for creating a section, you just use the command section. So just give some name, introduction or something. So this is how you create section. LaTex. So let us try this now. So let's just compile. So the section title will be automatically numbered starting from 1, and it will be given a name that is specified in the document. So the section title will be in bold by default, and whatever you give inside the section, you can have this. So there is nothing like begin section, end section. You can directly use the section and write whatever you want to be in that section. And if you want to have a different section, you can just use another section, command section, conclusion. So just compile. You got another section also. So you can directly use section, and between two section comments, whatever you return, that will be part of one section. Maybe we'll wait for a few minutes for trying out this as well. So were you able to do this also successfully? How to check the output? Please show once more. Yeah. So basically, once you have done with the programming, you can just go to the folder where you have written the document and just use the command PDF LaTeX for compiling. So PDF LaTeX, the program name .tex. That is the way you compile the LaTeX source file. So once you give this, what will happen is the same folder where you have kept your text file, a PDF will be generated with the same name. So here the text file name is first doc. So a PDF will be generated by the name first doc.pdf. So it's shown also here, output written on first doc.pdf. So I have in the same folder, I have got a PDF by the name first doc. So I'm just opening this. What's the purpose of make title? Yeah. So make title basically. What this does is you are just specifying what is the title of the document, what is the author of the who's the author of the document, sorry, and when was the document generated. So this is just telling what is the author, sorry, what is the title, who's the author, and when is the document being generated. So unless you give this command make title, this three will not be printed. So for example, I am not giving this command. Now, for commenting out a line of your LaTeX source program, you will be using percentage. So that whatever comes after percentage, that will be commented out. That will be neglected by the compiler. So I just commented out like this. Now, if I run it, let's see what happens. See, you didn't get any title here. You didn't get the title of the document. You did not get the author, and you did not get the date as well. So the first three lines, the title, author, date, just specifies what they are. That's it. And if you want them to be displayed, then you should be using make title. So make title is the command that will actually create the title for you, as specified by the three commands: title, author, and date. So I uncommented it and then run the program. So now you will have the title as well. Any other doubts or issues that you face while compiling this? Okay, thank you. So now, so if you see this document, you can find that the margins are a bit wide, right? Because you have a lot of space, white space left between the first line of the document and topmost line. So this means and here also to the left also you can see that you have a wide left margin. So it is also possible to tweak the margin. So for that you can specify what the margin width is. So as you might know already, there are 4 margins that you can specify: top margin, left margin, right margin, and bottom margin. So you can specify what should be the width of those 4 margins. So for that we will be using packages. So packages are a feature provided by the LaTeX so that you can customize your document in the way you wish to. So So whenever you want to have a package, you should be using a command called use package. So slash use package. So for specifying the margins explicitly, we'll be using a command called geometry. So use package geometry will help you to specify what the margins are. So now you should, so this means that you are going to use a package called geometry that will help you to specify the margin widths. So you can specify the width of all the four margins, or else default will be taken. So for specifying them, you need to include them as options along with the package. So whatever options, so some when options, and by specifying the values for the options, you can tweak your document as you wish to have. So options will be always enclosed within a pair of square brackets. So I'm going to give like this. So this means that geometry is the name of the package, and you're going to give its options in the pair of square brackets. So I just give like this: left equal to 2 centimeter, right equal to maybe 1 centimeter, something like that. Top equal to maybe 1 centimeter, and bottom equal to 1 centimeter. Maybe I can change this also to 1. So I specified what are the widths for all the four margins. So let us now try compiling this. So see here, you find that the margins have been tweaked to a great extent. So all the margins are now displayed as per the values given in the LaTeX source file. So it's not mandate that you need to give all this four: left, right, top, and bottom. Whichever is not specified, the default value will be taken as specified inside the article. So there will be a class file article which will be stored as article.cls. CLS is the extension for class files, and you can also create your own class file. Instead of specifying everything, suppose you want to create a format for all your documents, instead of using the same format or specifying the same format again and again for all documents, what you can do is you can just create a class file, and in that class file you can specify what your design should be, and just whenever you want to create a document, you can just use that document class, so that you need not specify as a design again and again inside all the documents. So your code will also be readable. It will just short and crisp code. So by this article class, it will be wherever you have installed LaTeX distribution, there will be a bin file, a bin directory. Inside that, you will be able to view this class files. Article class file is there. A couple of other class files are also there. Something like Beamer is there for making presentations. Then you can also have a class file called IEEE Tran, which is used for creating papers for IEEE transactions conferences. And you can also create a book. For that you have a book class, and you create a technical report. For that you have a report class. So there are many default inbuilt class files which will be installed by default. And as I told just now, you can also create your own class file. So could you just try out this by specifying the width of the margins? Yeah, is it, it is indeed possible to run directly in text audio. So as I mentioned, for most of the programs, it will work properly, but there are some certain advanced features that cannot be handled by text audio. So for that only, we need to go for this kernel-based execution of the document. And again, I have been used to running the document from terminal. That's why I prefer go doing like that. And if you want to know how it is done within Text Studio, I can just show it. So you have uh, something like two green color buttons here. So something like a standing triangle. So you have two buttons, one with sort of two triangles overlapping one on the other, and a single triangle. So this one will just compile. And as we did earlier, this will compile, and you need to go to the directory where you have stored the text file and see the output. And there's one more option like this two overlapping triangles. This will also directly show the output PDF in this window. So let us try that. So when I use this one, the first one, first green overlapping triangles, so it will run your document as well as generate the PDF, and a preview of the PDF will be shown in the editor itself. This is your PDF. And if you use the single standing triangle, it will just compile. So there are no errors. It's so the this is the status window where you can view the messages generated as part of the compilation. So process exited normally means there are no errors while compiling. So again, as you go to the document, yeah, the directory, you can see the PDF here. Can we use any other units other than, yeah, it need not be in centimeter always, it can be in inches as well. You can also use inches, both will work. When I had tried millimeter also, that also works. So all standard units will work here. I'll just wait for a few more minutes so that if at all others also doing this document, generating this document, we will just wait for them as well.
Sir, there are few questions in the chat box, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, fine.
Uh, the question was, can we run directly in the text studio?
Yeah, I actually showed it directly. Just now I showed how it can be done.
As well as there is another question from, can we use any other units instead of centimeter?
Yeah, yeah, that was also answered, I believe. When
And there was another question, how to change the
yeah,
font size.
says I'm just going to mention it.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
So one more thing, and as an announcement,
yeah.
if you have any queries, please use the hand raise so that the sir can view the question, and you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, that will be because sometimes I might miss out the messages in the chat window, so that will be more convenient for the participants as well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. So to specify, so generally this will be the font size will be 10 by default for article class. So if you want to have 12 PT, 12 point document, so you need to specify it along with the options. You need to give it as option. So you just give 12 PT. Okay, so just as you give the width margin width for the geometry package, the article this document class command can also take options. So this you can specify the size here. So if you give 12 pt, you can find that the font size will be 12. So again, if you want, I can just directly show the output here. So you find that it has become a bit more larger than what it was earlier, 12 pt. And if you want to have a larger font size than 12 pt, article class as such has no support for that. The largest font sizes supported by article classes 12 pt. Still, if you want to have more, larger font size, you need to use a different class called Ext article is a different class. I am not sure whether it will be installed by default in the system, so you need to install it manually. And if you use this class, you can go for 14 pt, 17 is supported. 14 is supported. 15, 16, it's not supported. Some 4 or 5 font sizes are supported. 14 is supported, 17 is supported, 20 is supported, 22 is also supported, I believe. I have used it till 20. 22 is also supported, I believe. So by default, article class will support only up to 12 pt.
Sir, sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
The all document include the 12 pt size or not? Means
No,
as we can't.
No, you can just skip this. That's an optional parameter that you need to give. So by default, it will be taken the value to be 10.
Can we change the size of the article between the article in mid of the paragraph? Can we change the size of the word as
Yeah,
we like?
yeah, that's yeah. Instead of specifying the size, you can specify like what you call as make the font larger, make the font smaller, something like that. Just as we have some A plus or A minus in Word editors, I believe something like that can be done inside the program as well. So that's what I'm planning to discuss next. So what we can probably do is so yeah, thank you. Suppose you want to have so by default it will be taken in 10 pt. I have not specified the size to be 12. So I'm just saving this. So suppose I want to have a much more bigger font size, bigger font typically. Sorry. So you can have what you call as a large. So this is larger. So what happens is if you just give large, whatever text comes after this large command, everything will be in large font. So although this statement, this concludes this document, the statement is outside this section, but again this comes after this large means that also will be in larger font. So if you want only this to be larger, what you need to do is you just enclose within a pair of braces. So this is how you make the font. So here you don't actually specify the size as such. You just use a command called large. So these commands large. There are a few more commands. I will discuss it very shortly. So there are a few more commands like huge, etc. So that those are relative commands. So based on the so basic font size is 10. Based on that, this will be decided. So for 10-point article, what should be the size for large? What should be the size for huge? That is predetermined. So if you use a 10-point article and use large, that will be the font size will be predetermined, and that text will be displayed in that font size. And if you give the article size, the font size as 12 pt here along with the document class, then again based on the 12 pt, the size of the large command will be different. So that's basically some sort of relative scaling. Instead of hard coding, the hardwiring the font size, you can just freely use like large, huge, etc. So that will be the font size, exact font size in which your text will be displayed will depend on the base font size, whether it is 10 or 12 or something else. So this is large, and there is one more thing called just L itself. Just L is kept in caps, so that is larger than the this large. So this is much more larger. I'm just compiling. So here you could see the difference, right? This is the basic font size, and when you came to the next statement, it got bigger, and again this got much more bigger for the last statement. And there is one more, like everything is kept in large, caps, sorry. So you can see the gradual increase of size. Maybe we will wait for a few minutes for that, so that you can try out this in your document. So were everyone able to generate this successfully? This changing the font size. Okay, so I believe I can proceed further. So what we discussed just now is moving towards larger font sizes. So it's also possible to move in the negative direction. That's making the font size smaller and smaller. So in the negative direction also you can move. So before moving to that, I just, for sake of completion, the largest font size that is possible with this is called huge. So this is a huge text. Just compile here. So this is a huge text. So you have so by default we have something called normal size. So normal size means the regular font size. So even if you don't use normal size, that's command, by default it will be normal size. So these two are same. This is done by specifying the normal size command. This is without that. So you find that these two are same. These two are of same size. So larger, then large, large, all this thing in caps, and this is huge. And towards the negative side, you have three commands. Sorry, not really three. It's four actually. You have something like small. This is small. So if you go there, you find that this got small. And even lesser than small, you have what you call as footnote size. So again, if you compile, you can see the difference. I think this, sorry, footnote text. Sorry, this is not footnote text. This is footnote size. I'm sorry, footnote size. So let's compile. So you can find that this goes down further. And there are two more in the negative direction. One is script size. And the smallest that you can achieve is tiny. So you can view the difference. So this is tiny, this is too small, this is small, even smaller. So this is smaller and this is normal. So you can find that this, you have a gradation from the smallest font size to largest font size. So at the lower side, the smallest possible is tiny, and at the higher side, the maximum size possible is huge. So again, I will just wait for a few minutes so that this can also be tried out from your side.
Sir, one doubt.
Pardon, ma'am, your voice is breaking a bit.
Hello, sir.
Now it's fine. Yeah, ma'am, you're audible. Please go on.
Hello.
Ma'am, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Ah,
Subtitle and then content. Then how can this fix the size of title to one font size and subtitle to another and content to another?
Parma, I didn't get you. What you want actually?
If a section contains a main title
Yeah.
and it contains two subtitles and then the content, and then
Yeah.
how can we set the size of the main title to one, suppose 16, and subtitles 14, and the content 12?
Yeah, you can just use like large
Is that
and
possible?
yeah, you can use like the large inside the section title as well. So, for example, if you want to have this introduction to be of larger font size, you can just give like this large. So by default, it will be large only. So
Should we able to, okay, should be able to specify the correct size, that is 16, 14, 12, or large, small, tiny, like that?
ma'am, pardon, I didn't get you. Actually, my voice is breaking a bit.
So instead of giving this large, small, can we give the exact font size, 12, 14, 16, like that?
No, as such, you cannot give. What we generally do is you do like this. Based on a base font, this the commands large, huge, etc. will work accordingly.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, any other doubts? Shall I just proceed? So I believe there are no doubts, so we'll just proceed. So related to what ma'am just asked now, there is something called, you can have subsections with this section. So subsection title font size will be lesser than that font size of this thing, section title font size. So something like this you can have slash subsection. So this is subsection 1. So you find that you got a new subsection, and again, as you see here clearly, the subsection title font size, subsection title font size is lesser than that of the title for the section. And automatically the numbering got like 1.1 because this is part of the section numbered 1. So it will be 1.1. So if you have two, suppose I have inside this conclusion, if I have a subsection, it will be 2.1. So it will be like 1.1, 1.2, etc., and 2.1, 2.2, etc. So based on the section number only, the subsection numbering will be done. And it's also possible to have subsection. So you can have nesting up to 3 levels. Maybe you can have something like subsection. So again, as you see, the numbering is different. You got 3 levels of nesting, 1.1.1. So again, the font size is also different from the font sizes for the section and subsections. Maybe you can try out these two as well. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes. So I hope everyone has done with this also. So shall we proceed? Yeah, okay. So, so if you look at the code here, we find that this is tiny is written on one line and this is too small is written on the next line. But when we look at the PDF, it's both are on the same line, right? Yeah, this is tiny and this is too small. Although we wrote them on different lines in the source code, when the PDF is generated, they come on the same line. So if you want to have, so whenever you give a large text, automatically line break will happen. LaTeX will adjust for you. But still, if you want to manually specify the line break, or you want to go to the next line, what you need to do is you need to leave a line in between. So if you want, like, this is tiny on one line and this is too small on the next line. So you need, what you need to do is you need to give a blank line in between those two lines in the source code. So let's see what happens now. So you got like this. So this is tiny in one line and this is too small in another line. So this is how you create a write text on two different lines. Now, one point I need to address here is that if you can see that there is some indentation here. This is too small. It doesn't really start at the same position, horizontal position as this is tiny. You have some sort of indentation, right? So the reason is something like when you give a blank line, a new paragraph will start. By default, when you have a blank line, after whatever comes after that blank line, it will be part of a new paragraph. So by default, LaTeX setting is like a new paragraph starts with specific indentation. So that's why this blank line introduced start of new paragraph, and which also introduced the indentation. So if you don't want to have indentation, what you can probably do is either you can, there are multiple ways to do. Let us discuss some one or two here. So one thing is that you can specify line break using two backward slash. So instead of giving an empty line in between the lines in the source code, you can specify like this. So this two backward slash will indicate the line break. So let's see what happens now. So this is coming properly as we wanted to have. So it just went to the next line. That's it. And it's also possible to specify the vertical spacing between two lines. So you have something like, suppose between the lines, this is tiny and this is too small. You want more space, then what you can do is you can, this will break line. So along with the break line, you can specify how much vertical space you want to have between those two lines. So again, that needs to be specified within a pair of square brackets. So something like 5 pt. So that much vertical space will be left between these two lines. See, you got the space. So by tweaking the space this spacing value, you'll be able to get more space between lines. If you give more value here, you will get more space. If I give 10, it will be much more widened. Sorry, I got more space. So if you don't mention any the height here, the default value will be taken. We'll wait for a couple of minutes so that you can try out this as well. So shall we just proceed? Any doubts as of now? Okay, so I believe there are no doubts from the participant side. So let's move on. So here you find that the section title, subsection title, all those are in bold, right? Suppose you want the within a section, the body of the section, what you call as the body of the section. So within the body, you want something, some words or a few words to be in bold face. So how it can be achieved? So so let's look at an example. So for creating text in boldface, you will be using what you call the command called /textdf. So this is how you make your text bold. Suppose I want to make the word bold itself in boldface, so I will be just using text BF. So just run that. You find that will be in boldface. So you got that word in boldface. And suppose you want to have a sentence to be in italics, you should be using /text it. So maybe I will just move to next line. So this is italicized text. So you'll be using /text it. You got this in italics. This is an italicized text. So again, actually, I missed a point earlier. So to remove this spacing, what I told was there are multiple ways. One way is was to use the manual break line break with double backward slash. Another way is to have something like, so if you, as I told earlier, if you leave a blank space, it will create a new paragraph, right? So if you want to have a new paragraph, but still you don't want to have the indentation, you can use a command called no indent. So /no indent. So this blank space, this blank line will create a new paragraph, which by default cause some indentation in the text being displayed. So if you don't want to have that indentation, you can just give the command no indent. So if you run this, let's see what happens. So you got to the next line, and there is also no indentation here. So this is another way to achieve the same result as before, without using the manual line break command. And to underline the text, you can use a command called underline. So maybe, yeah, underline this. Suppose you want to have this word underline being underlined, you can use the command underline. So you find that word got underlined. We'll wait for a few minutes so that you can work out all this. So I hope everyone has done this. Are there any doubts? Shall we proceed further? Yeah, thank you. So there is one more related to this, something called emphasis, emphasizing a portion of a text. Suppose you have a statement like, I can use this. This is an emphasized text. So suppose you want emphasis, you want to have an emphasis on the text, on the word emphasized. So you can use a command called /env. So this will just emphasize. So let's see what happens. So that got emphasized, right? So it's similar to italics. But in a way, it's similar to italics, but it's also not very same as italics. So the difference is when you use it in a different environment, the behavior will be different. For example, here you are using it in a normal text environment, right? So when you use emphasize, the word or the portion of the text that you want to emphasize will be in italics. But suppose you have an italics text, inside that if you use emphasize, it will be in normal. So if you are using emphasize in normal styled text, that emphasize will cause it to be italicized. Or if you are using emphasize inside a portion of italicized text, then the portion that you want to emphasize will be set in normal font. So let me just show that also. So just like this is italics with emphasis. Suppose you want to have this emphasis being emphasized, so you just use emphasis. So let's see what happens now. So see here, this was a normal text. So emphasize caused it to be italicized, and now this is italicized text. So emphasis reversed the style. It complemented the style. That's it. So it got printed in normal. So you want to have emphasis means it should be different from the style of the neighborhood, right? So here the neighborhood had a normal text, so the emphasis made it italicized. Here the neighborhood had italicized text, so the emphasis made it normal. So in some sense it's similar to italics, but it's not the exact same effect that you get with italics. Depends on the neighborhood style. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes so that you can try out this. So any doubts as of now? Shall we just proceed? Yeah, thank you. So let us now proceed with how you can achieve subscript and superscript with LaTeX. Uh, subscript, for getting subscript you should be using underscore, and for superscript you should be using the caret symbol. So suppose you want to print like this comes right. So yeah. So suppose you want to have maybe suppose so suppose you have some processes like P1, P2, etc. So suppose you want to have P1 with 1 being subscripted and P2 being subscripted. So let's see what happens in OS. Processes are numbered P1, P2, etc. So suppose you want to have this 1 being in subscript. So what you need to do is just insert a underscore before that one. Okay. So basically subscript and superscript will work only in what you call as math mode. So for creating math mode in LaTeX, you should be enclosing that within a pair of dollar symbol. So I'm just enclosing this within pair of dollar symbol. P1. Similarly, the same thing you do for other one also. So let's see what happens. So you got P1 and P2 the way you wanted. So in OS the processes are numbered P1, P2, etc. Suppose I have a statement like this: I created a process P10. So let's see what happens now. So here you have trouble, some sort of trouble really. So what happened was you wanted 10 to be subscript for P, but what really happened is only 1 got displayed in subscript mode, but 0 again it got printed in normal mode. That's what you see here, right? we wanted 10 to be in subscript, but only one became in subscript, one became the subscript of P, the 0 again got printed just like a normal text. So what the reason is something like this: whatever you want to be subscripted, that entire thing should be enclosed in a pair of braces. So you want to have 10 to be subscripted means that 10 should be enclosed in a pair of brace. So earlier you had only one symbol, 1 and 2. So even if you omit the brace, it's fine. And even if you keep the brace also, that's fine. So this is same. Keeping a single symbol within brace and without brace, that's both will create the same effect. Both will have the same effect. So now 10 got subscripted as you wanted to be. Now let's see how you can write superscript. So again, we will be using math mode. Know that. Phi square is 25. So I will be using the caret symbol for superscript. So let's see what happens. So phi squared is 25. We got the 2 to be in superscript mode. So again, here also, if you want multiple symbols to be superscripted, they need to be enclosed in a pair of braces. For example, I also know that. Sorry. Yeah, 2 raised to 10 as 1024. So you got 10 in superscript. So we'll just wait for a few minutes so that you can try out this. So we are discussing about superscript and subscripts, and we also saw what you mean by math mode. So now suppose there is something called, just as we talked about boldface, italics, underline, etc. There is something called typewriter font. Generally, you might have seen like programs when you see books on programming languages. You could see that the programs themselves are typeset in a different font than the normal text. So generally, it's a custom to typeset the programs in a font called typewriter font. So for that, we are for getting even normal, not even programs, for getting even normal text in typewriter font, you can use what you call as text-TT. So typewriter font. So this is typewriter font. Something. So this will run this. So you find that this is in typewriter font. Now another, those who are too much with math, suppose you know that we have special symbols for the set of real numbers, set of natural numbers, set of rational numbers, etc. You write R in a different style for the set of real numbers. You write N in a different style for set of natural numbers. So for achieving that style, we will be using what you call as math BB. So for example, let me just write. Oh, sorry, I didn't present. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Now, is it visible now? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sorry for that. So, what I was telling earlier is something called typewriter font. So, for getting typewriter font, you will be using /txt /text tt. So, the output will come like this. This is typewriter font. Okay, so you see that the output is in a different font, which is called the typewriter font. So this can be actually using /text tt. So now what I was discussing is how to get the symbols for a set of natural numbers, set of real numbers, all those stuff. So you'll be using like a command called /mathbb. So for example, I can have a statement like this. So mathbb n denotes the set of natural numbers. Similarly, mathbbr denotes the set of real numbers, something like this. Suppose you want to have this. So here when I write, you find that this mathbb is in highlighted in red color, right? So this means that it also shows the command like unrecognized command. So for using this mathbb, you should use a package called AMS-SYMB. So AMS means American Mathematical Society, SYMB means symbol. So you should be using that package now. So /use package AMS symbol. So AMS is American Mathematical Society, SYMB is the short form symbols. So you want to use this if you want to you want to include this package if you want to use this symbols mathbb. And further subsequent to that, you need to also enclose this within pair of dollars, because this is should be in math mode. So there should be enclosed in pair of math, dollar. So now let us try running this. See, you got the symbol as you wish to have. So n denotes a set of natural numbers and r denotes a set of real numbers. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes so that you can try out this. Shall I just move on? AMS full form is American Mathematical Society. AMS full form is American Mathematical Society. So let's just move on. So as we saw earlier, by default, sections, subsections, subsections will be numbered, right? Suppose you don't want them to be numbered. You just want them to be in the way section titles are displayed, that is with a larger font and in boldface, but you don't want them to be numbered. You don't want the numbers. So for that, we will be using a different command called section star. So something like this. Section star miscellaneous section. So it will be typeset just as introduction was typeset, but the only difference will be there will be no number for this. So unnumbered, for getting it in unnumbered format, you will be using the star. See here, you got it in the same format as introduction. The only difference being that it's not numbered. Otherwise, it's the same. Did someone post any message? Okay. Now, suppose you want to have some text to be in the on displayed on the center of your line. So you could use something like /begin center and /end center. So this, so whatever this is going to be centralized. So whatever you enclose within this pair of commands, begin center and end center, that will be centralized. So let's see that. See, it just got centered. So similarly, suppose you want something to be left aligned, you can use a command called flush left. So I'll just copy this and make the relevant changes. Flush left. This is going to be left aligned. So you got that this got aligned to left. So here you find that whenever you use the /begin and /end, that will take you to a new line, right? Because this is going to be centralized, got on the new line, and this is going to be left aligned is also printed on the different line. So whenever you use this /begin and /end, that will create, that's called actually called an environment in LaTeX terminology. So that will create that will get you to the take you to the next line. Similarly, you can also have what you call as flush right, that will help you with the right alignment of text. So flush right. This is going to be right aligned. Again, I just run this. So that got right aligned. Again, this got on a different line. So maybe you can just try out this. So shall I just proceed? So I hope there are no issues with this. So allow me to proceed further. So let us now try writing equations. So let me just start a new section. Maybe again after this equations. So for writing equations, you need to use a package called AMS Math. So use package AMS Math. So that will help you to write equations. So equation should be enclosed within this begin and end equation. So, so maybe x plus y is 10. Okay. So let's see what happens. Just run this. So you got that equation, and by default equations will be centralized. So x plus y is 10. So you find that this equations will be automatically typeset in math mode. So this x and y, the variables that you use will be in some it will look like they are utilized, right? So in math mode, that is the way it's typeset. So by default, equations will be typeset in math mode, and you can also find that equations are numbered automatically. So this is equation number 1. So if you have a different equation, maybe let me check out another equation, something like some message. So x plus y is maybe x minus y is 10. So automatically this got numbered 2. So suppose you have multiple equations. So for example, you want to have a system of equations. That's also possible. So this is a system of linear equations. So just use equation here. So I just copy this. To get it to the next line, you just use this x minus y is maybe 0. So I forgot to tell you one thing. This way of this way of line break won't work in equation environment. So you need to have a tweak here. So there are multiple ways to do. Either you can use use the equation with either you can use the equation itself, or there is one more environment called, so I'm just commenting this out. I'm just there is a different environment called multi-line that will help you with multi-line equations. So either I can use this. So I'll just show this how it works. Multi-line. Multi-line. So let's see if this works. I'm sorry, it's not multi, it's multi-line. Just 1 second. Multi-line. So you find that you got it to the next line, but the alignment got messed up, right? So for alignment, you can use something like uh, yeah. Yeah. So for aligning this, what we'll do, so we will use something like split. There's an environment called split, which you can use with the equation environment. So I'm just coming out and going back to equation environment. Uh, so so I can just write like this. Slash begin split. So this I'm taking inside. So I just want to align means. So at what point you want to align, you just use this ampersand symbol. So let's see what happens. Or if you want to align at plus, that's also possible. That's the way generally it's done. So we will align at the operator level. So you got alignment like this. And this entire equation got numbered with 3. So split is one environment that you can use here, and there is one more environment called align, which you can use. That it will create the same effect as split. Both serve the same purpose. Just wait for a few minutes so that you can try out this.
Sir,
Yeah,
excuse me, sir.
yeah, sir.
Sir, if I want the, suppose I want the equation number as 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 below in a single section, what will I do?
So you need to renew. We need to make some tweaks. I will just do that. I will just wait for a few minutes so that others can work on this. Just 1 minute.
Okay, okay, fine. Fine, sir.
So, have you tried out this? Hope you are getting this. Any issue with this? What package is used in mathematical equation? Yeah, for the package for equations is AMS Math. AMS Math. Yeah, AMS math is used for equations. So I hope everyone got to how to use this equations. So there was a doubt like how to get the equation numbering like 1.1 or something like that. So basically you want the section number also to be incorporated with the equation number, right? So for that what you can do is there is a command called number within. Again, it's provided by your AMS math package. So I can write like this, number within equation, and you want to have it to be section. So this means that section number also will be incorporated with the equation number. So in the environment equation, you want to have the section number also to be incorporated. That is what this means. So number within equation environment is section. So that will also be incorporated. So just save this and compile. So you got like 2.1, 2.2 because the section, so you got like 2.1 and 2.2 here because the section number is 2. So had you used these equations in section 1, it would have been 1.1, 1.2, etc. And you can also use the subsection number. So it will be 2.1 point something like that. In that fashion also it will go. Ma'am, I hope your doubt got cleared, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, if I don't want a equation number, then
yeah, just
what
yeah,
will I do?
yeah. I was about to tell. Just as you had unnumbered sections like section star, if you don't want your equations to be numbered, you can use equation star. Just as you had section star. So, for example, yeah. But this time unnumbered. So I just use equation star here. Here also equation star. So the second equation will not be numbered. So the second equation had no number, and you find it automatically this got numbered, and the numbering automatically got resumed. This was 2.1. So here you had no numbering, and this got resumed at 2.2. So everything is done automatically without the intervention of the user or whoever you writes the program.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So one more point may I add here. So you find that all equations are here aligned centrally, right? Central aligned, right? So suppose you want equations to be left aligned. So what you can probably do is you have an option that you can use with the article document class. It's called FL equation. FL equation means flush left equation. So I can just give a command, give the option FL equation. Yeah, FL equation means flushed left equation. So what will happen is all the equations will be flushed to the left. So it will be left aligned. So let's try that also. So you find that all the equations got aligned to the left hand side. So by default, it will be centrally aligned, and FL equation option helps you to align them to the left. Just wait for a few minutes so that you can try out this. So hope I can proceed further. So suppose you want to type set this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc plus ns, that equation, right? N into n plus 1 by 2. Suppose you want to type this, typeset this in our LaTeX So let's try this. So so basically it will be math mode. So suppose you want to have math mode on a different line, you will be using something like this: slash left square bracket slash right square bracket. So if you enclose whatever you enclose within this mode, this will be take you to the new line. So earlier I told that a pair of dollar will introduce math mode, right? So it's called inline math. So the math mode will be introduced in the same line as the text is. But if you want the math mode to be introduced on a new line, then that's a separate line math. So for that, you will be using this pair of slash left bracket and slash right bracket. So let me just write this. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. So this 3 dots can be achieved using a command called C dots. C dots. So we'll get like this. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus C dots plus ns, n into n plus 1 upon 2. Okay. So let's see what happens. So you got like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus that 3 dots you got plus ns, n into n plus 1 by 2. So now suppose you don't want this formula to be typeset like this because we want it to be in fraction. That is, you have the denominator and numerator. You want to be typeset in the way we write the fractional style of writing the fractions. So for that we will be using a command called you will be using a command called slash frac. So here the numerator is so I will be using a command called slash frac. So frac has got two arguments. One is the numerator, other one is the denominator. So here n in n plus 1 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator, right? So I just use this. Let's see what happens. So you got it in the fractional style. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 etc. plus n is n into n plus 1 upon 2. So we'll wait for a few minutes. So I hope you might have done this. So let's move further. So suppose I have a statement like this. So in the set of first n natural numbers. So I want it to be in inline math. N natural numbers. Frac n by 2 r a1. So suppose I have a statement like this. Let's see what it produces on compiling running typically. I got like the set of first n natural numbers, n by 2 are even, right? So here you find that this fraction n by 2 is a bit smaller when compared to the neighborhood, right? So suppose you want it to be much more bigger, what you can do is you can use a different type of fraction called defrac. So that will just try to make the fraction look a bit more big. So see, it got enlarged. So frac and defrac are two ways to write the fractions in LaTeX. And generally defrac is used when the fraction is a bit complex, so that displaying in small size might not be desirable. So you just go for defrac. So frac and defrac. So let's move on. So we wrote that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. up to n as n plus 1 by 2, right? So the same way you can, the same expression, the same equation rather, can be written using summation notation, right? Sigma I equal to 1 to n I is n plus 1 by 2. That's also a different way of writing the same equation, right? So let us write that. So for getting the sigma summation symbol, we will be using the command /sum. So /sum. We want sigma I equal to 1 to n, right? So lower limit is I equal to 1, upper limit is n. So we'll be writing it as I equal to, so lower limit should be specified using underscore. So I equal to 1 and upper limit with caret symbol. I equal to 1 to n. I is this fraction. Let me just do this. So you got sigma I equal to 1 to n I equal to n plus 1 by 2. So this is how you write the equation. And this can also be specified, like you can have something called limits that can also be specified. this is another way to achieve the same thing. Same effect will be there.